You're listening to Off the Vine with Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. Today we have country music artist Warren Zeiders on the podcast. Honestly, one of the most followed country music singers I've seen out there, and he has a story as to why. He doesn't take his shirt off, I'm sorry, but maybe at the end he does, so tune in. Hi. I'm finally taking a deep breath. I'm like, hi. You were at the front door. Your crew is already here. Yep. And I'm just in the kitchen sweating, making a beef short rib. And I'm like, why did I start this? But I remembered why I started it is because I have friends that are staying here right now.
Okay.
And I always brag about how I'm a good cook. And then I haven't been cooking for them. And they're like, we should do a homemade pasta night tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I make a great beef short rib, gnocchi, blah, blah, blah. And so then I panicked. I was like, oh shit, I got to make that tonight because they leave tomorrow. And so I got all the groceries, and the groceries were late getting to. Why am I explaining myself? I'm cooking a beef short rib and I smell like it. I'm sorry.
No, you're great.
Okay.
Here's my question. You're working. So what are the friends doing? Are the friends working right now?
Yeah, why aren't they cooking the beef short rib?
That's what I'm wondering.
I was like, when that starts boiling, put it on simmer. I'll see you in 2 hours.
There you go.
But do you make your guests cook at your house?
It depends how close you are to them. If I had my best friend in town and I had stuff going on, I'd be like, homie, help yourself.
That's true.
You got it.
Well, if you don't mind, if you want to go down and just finish it, I'll prep on this right now. I'm just kidding. So wait, where did you grow up?
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. Yeah. And you were into lacrosse.
12 years.
For 12 years?
Yeah.
You did that? And is it kind of like if you're an athlete in any other sport, you eat, sleep, breathe this sport? You were super into lacrosse.
Yeah. I mean, definitely in today's generation, very much so.
Yeah.
I feel like the days of when you were a kid and you kind of experiment with a bunch of different sports and, I play these many sports. Now, my generation here now on, I believe that you find a sport that you love and you're committed to it.
Uh-huh. But what happened? Did you get an injury or did you decide to quit?
Well, played for 12 years.
Yeah, that's a good career.
Yeah.
And you just were like, you know what? I think music's in my blood now.
No, not even. I got to college and that was my hope and dream to go play in college because I was, number one, told that it's a great thing to have on your resume when it comes to looking for a job.
Yeah.
And I love the team camaraderie and what it instilled in you.
Yeah.
With 4 a.m. wake up calls, 2 lifts a day, 2 practices, film room, all that stuff.
And teamwork.
Yeah. 100%.
And teamwork. I only say that because I feel like I grew up dancing my whole life.
Okay.
And there's so many similarities because my dad coached hockey.
Okay.
And I'm Canadian.
Yep.
So that's making sense. And so I feel like there was a lot of similarities between athletes and dancers growing up. And it was kind of the same thing. I loved being in the room with the girls and hanging out. And I loved the road trips to do dance competitions on the weekends. And all our parents would drive us. And it was just, I don't know. Is that similar? Does that sound similar?
I think that the athletic background, whichever way you look at it, whether it's dancing, whether it's hockey, whether it's lacrosse, that mindset and that camaraderie, or same thing for me when it came to lacrosse. You're going over the summer, you're playing tournaments, you're doing showcases, you're meeting with colleges and stuff, and you're missing out on vacations, but you're with your friends that are also playing the sport. So
that's true.
And I was actually going to play hockey. That's the sport.
Really?
I was between hockey or lacrosse for me.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Because Pennsylvania, they're into hockey there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I feel more than Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Flyers, you got Pittsburgh. I grew up, hopefully your friend's doing okay with...
I think she left, actually.
I hope the short ribs turn out okay.
Me too. If they don't, it's her fault anyways.
There you go. They can't blame it on you. You're still a good cook in my book.
Yeah, I did all the prep for you. All you had to do was watch it simmer. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, so you did it for 12 years. At what point were you like, I'm moving to Nashville and being a country artist?
Okay, so there's a window there.
Yes.
For me, I got to college to play. Little did I know that I'd be first day on the field at practice, that I would get laid out, snap my neck back off the ground, black out, start seizing. They called an ambulance for me. Woke up, came to, and I decided to go back to practice those next couple of days. And I was whacked out of my mind. And I was like, okay, I definitely have a concussion.
Oh, shoot.
So at that stage of the game, that was my 6th at that time period. And the good news is that not all the concussions were serious. Some of them were minor and stuff. But that one was definitely a major concussion. I was out for about 6 months.
Wow.
So lo and behold, I come back. I have another one.
No.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I'm like worried about your brain, but then you write music, so I'm like, you're okay.
Good Lord's watching over me. I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
I say that was the good Lord's come to Jesus moment for me.
Yeah.
When I had that last one. And it was a tough pill to swallow to give up something that I had committed myself to for 12 years of my life, almost half my life. And, you know, you do something for so long, you kind of grow an identity to it.
Yes.
And it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
So that was a tough space for me to go through. You fast forward, I transfer schools and COVID hits.
Wait, don't fast forward yet.
Okay.
What was your mental state from that to when COVID hit and you made a decision? Like, what were you doing? How were you doing?
I'll be honest, with those concussions, you know, I don't mind talking about it, but like I went into a depression.
Yeah.
Like when you have such a serious concussion like that, I was like, for example, right now we're in a room with bright lights. Like I couldn't do any of that. I was missing classes. I missed finals.
That'll put anyone into depression.
Yeah.
That's like what that is. Cause you probably like didn't want to even get out of bed.
Yeah. I was like, couldn't even like look at my phone. I was like confined to a dark room.
Yeah.
I even missed my finals my first semester just with everything going on. And I had to come back early this spring semester and take them before classes started. So I went through that. And, you know, although it sucked at that time period, it was something that I don't want to say I'm glad I went through, but I think I needed to go through it. And I think it, you know, I'm a firm believer in motivation. And I think it calloused my mind to build me into a better version of myself to come out the other side.
Yeah. I've talked about this with many guests on my podcast, is how often, like when you go through the dark times, like how it shapes you the most. And then you realize you always get through it, and then you always come out better the other side because you're like stronger and more equipped and you understand why it happened. But it's always what I say, the benefit of hindsight. It's always like later in life that you look back on that time and you're like, holy shit, that literally shaped where I am today in the best way possible.
100%.
Okay. So it's 2020.
Yep.
Paint the picture for us.
Okay. So 2020, the stage of the game, transferred schools. I'm now living at home under mom and dad's roof.
Yeah.
COVID's hit. And I am going insane.
This is 5 years ago. So how old were you 5 years ago?
I was 20 and my 21st birthday was during COVID.
Oh, so you are young.
Yeah, I'm 25.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, not that you look
Let me
like
guess.
old.
Let's hear it. I know.
No, I was gonna say maybe like 30.
I know. That's normally what women guess about me.
But I'm only saying that because I'm like, I had to move back in with my parents at 27, and it was after I went through a dark depression, and then I ended up going on TV and my whole life changed. So this is kind of like your version.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Yep. So
but 21's a little bit more reasonable than 27, but go on.
Either way, everyone's got her own story. It doesn't matter. The thing for me that sucked the most was I turned 21 and we're celebrating in my basement with I had some of my homies over for friends that were allowed to come over because of the whole.
Oh, because of pandemic.
Well,
I was like, oh, your parents were strange.
No, the whole 6 feet rule and everyone, you know, whatever. We had already got it at that point. And we're like, we're fine. We're immune. We got the antibodies.
Yeah.
So that's how we celebrated my 21st. It was iconic.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The pictures, like you guys are all just 6 feet apart, being like.
That occurs. And my sister at the time, she was huge on TikTok. So I would hear her on her phone all the time, these audios over and over again. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
Like it was driving me nuts.
Yeah. And the sound on loop.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then now I'm that person.
Yeah.
You know, now
too.
it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the problem.
I'm the problem. It's me. Yeah.
I go ahead and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, this is TikTok. You've never heard of TikTok? I'm like, kind of. I've seen it through the grapevine on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, you should download it and you should post yourself singing music on it. And I was like, okay, maybe.
So did you always dabble in singing?
I always say that my love for music began in the church.
Yeah.
And I was never in a band. I was never
in like the church choir?
No.
School marching band?
The only thing that I ever did was one semester, I want to say in like 6th grade of the school choir, and hated it.
Really?
Because number one, my mom made me do it.
Yeah.
And what you're singing in the school choir is not it's not music. You're just making noises.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
I don't know. I did choir in the 7th grade and we took it very seriously.
I wasn't singing what I wanted to sing. I wasn't singing Bieber. I wasn't singing,
Yeah.
I wasn't singing something that would win over the girls.
Okay, got it.
So
Fair enough.
That being said, I did that for a year. I've dabbled in the guitar in 6th grade, took some lessons, but it was never anything I took serious.
But what made your sister think that you could really do something on TikTok? Like she was like, I believe in you?
Well, I think that she always knew I loved music. And
Yeah.
I was, you had made a comment before we started. I was just humming. I was always humming or singing something around the house.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if it was in the house or on the lacrosse field, practice, a game. Music was always a part of me.
Okay.
I was the kid that would sing around the bonfire.
Yeah.
I'd grab a guitar, give me a request. I'd mess around.
That was me too, but I couldn't play. But I always wanted to be that girl. I like love the idea of singing around. I'm actually being part of this music festival called Lady World.
Okay.
It's like live podcasted music next year. And they're doing a sip and sing where I actually am going to sing around a bonfire, which I'm so hyped up. But I can only play like 4 chords on the guitar.
4 chords and the truth.
That's all you need, right? That's what they say. Yeah.
Yep.
I could do it. I could do it. Sorry, go on.
No,
This isn't about me.
No, you're good. I probably only know 4 chords too, so it's great.
Hey, you know what? You nail those 4 chords, and
It's
as long
worked.
as you have a good voice and a stage like performance, what is it called?
Presence.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
It's the wine and the short ribs going up the nostrils. That's what's happening. Okay, so you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
So I download the app, and one night I go ahead and film myself singing Tennessee Whiskey, and in my old, we called it the playroom growing up.
Yeah.
Right. Then it turned into the Xbox gaming room for me and the homies. So I'm in there and I record this video. And little did I know that I'd post it and go to bed and wake up to like 350,000 views.
Oh my gosh.
Like 30, 40,000 likes.
Whoa.
And I'm like,
That was your first TikTok?
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was like, oh.
My first TikTok, and I have a platform, didn't do that well.
I was like, this is kind of crazy. What is this app? And people just started to fall in love. And again, not every video was like that. So then through those next couple of months, I was posting sporadically. There was no, I'm going to beat the algorithm or I'm going to come up with a plan. It was just whatever I was listening to or whatever I wanted to sing, random post times, whatever.
Yeah.
And over the course of those couple of months, it was, we love your covers. We want original music. I'm like, I never said I was a writer.
Yeah,
or I never claimed to be an artist, guys.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'll take a crack at the bat, and went ahead and wrote a song in my childhood bedroom, my first one, called On the Run. No one's telling me how to do any of this. So I go to Guitar Center and I buy a microphone, SM7, and another microphone so it could record my guitar. I find a free software, download it, watch a YouTube video on how to record. Soundproof my room with some panels I bought off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And I sang my first song and recorded it as a one take. And that's kind of where my manager, Charlie, comes into the fold. He'd been reaching out to me for, I want to say almost 4 months. Like, it was a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wasn't checking my DMs because I wasn't in that headspace of like people were reaching out.
Right.
But he's reaching out. Turns out there was record labels in my inbox. There was publishers. Like,
You might want to check them.
yeah. So he gets a hold of me. And at this stage of the game, I didn't even know how to upload a song to Spotify and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew how to put it on YouTube and SoundCloud. That was it.
Right.
I didn't know there was licensing things and all that or how you even do that. So he comes in, he helps me out. We kind of work together on like a gentleman's agreement. Him and I, for that next month after first getting in contact, we're on the phone for almost 3-4 hours a day.
Oh my
throughout
gosh.
the day, just talking about social media content. What are we feeling? Just kind of brainstorming.
Yeah.
I mean, then he invites me down after a month of talking. It sounds like we're online dating.
Yeah.
It was great. Took me out to dinner.
Should we meet up face to face?
I have no idea what to expect. My parents are like, we're just going to let you go down and meet a complete stranger. I'm like, we've talked for a month. I mean,
You're like, I'm in my 20s now, parents.
I'm going to
go f yourself. Just kidding.
I'm like, I'm going to stay with him and his family. It should be fine.
Yeah.
And then this is where the story gets really crazy. My second day of being in Nashville was my second time ever writing in my life. First time being alone. Second time ever co-writing. Who would have thought that I'd write my first hit song, Ride the Lightning?
That's crazy. That's like so different from a lot of people's journeys in the music industry.
Yeah.
I mean, now, I don't know, who was I talking to? Priscilla.
Yeah.
she like kind of same thing, like really built a community on TikTok and now is doing big things with it. That's crazy. So did you already have any following on Instagram? Because I was gonna say you have a pretty good following on the gram for starting off on TikTok. How did that happen?
So fun fact, I was one of the first people to realize the potential of Instagram Reels. So Instagram Reels back in 2020, 2021, when I was posting on TikTok, had just kind of come like to surface because they were trying to compete with TikTok. Yeah. And I'm looking around, I'm like, why is nobody using this? Right. So I was one of the first inbound people in the scene to use it, and it helped me. I mean, I must have gained 100,000 followers when you and I first started talking in a matter of like,
what?
Oh, it was crazy. Well, here's what I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me, teach me.
That time frame was so volatile because no one was using it.
Yeah, so they were rewarding you,
pushing your content, exposing you.
Well, and you've got a talent.
Well, yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
You know?
You all know I'm all about that beauty that's effortless and fun, which is why I'm obsessed with the new Lash Blast Supercloud Mascara from Covergirl. This mascara super boosts your lashes with weightless length, light as air lift. Seriously, it feels like nothing is on there, but the results are everything. The air whipped formula packed with vegan collagen, vitamin B5, and amino acids keep my lashes looking long, lifted, and so soft. Plus, it's clump-free, smudge-free, flake-free, and lasts up to 24 hours. Because if my mascara can outlast my day and a glass of wine or two, like we've got a winner. I love using it to get that fresh kind of clean girl makeup look when I want my lashes to stand out but still feel super natural, or just for a night out, just swipe, lift, boom, bop, bing, bop, bam, super boosted. And best of all, it's vegan, cruelty-free, easy to remove, so try it for yourself and get ready for your lash glow up. Only from Easy Breezy, beautiful Covergirl. Okay, apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else, so finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a really big step, lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all of your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place.
So Instagram, TikTok, you're like, this is going to work for me. And so are my parents.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you were living at home. You wrote your first song in your old like childhood bedroom, and now your parents are working for you. Tell me about this dynamic. Because I tried to do, my mom was a professional ballerina. And so we tried to work together when I grew up dancing. She'd try and like choreograph solos for me, and I couldn't do it.
See, that's a little bit different.
Okay.
So like if my parents had a musical background, maybe that's where there could be a rub. But they don't.
Okay.
They leave that to me.
Yeah.
My dad can hum a tune.
Where did it come from then for you?
I don't really know.
Interesting.
Because my parents both asked the same question.
Huh.
My great-grandfather kind of was a good singer.
Okay.
That's what I've been told by my grandmother a bunch. And I'm like, that's great.
I
guess that's where it comes from, maybe.
Yeah.
But it honestly, I mean, when it comes to singing, it just kind of naturally came to me.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool to see from the time of posting on TikTok for 5 years ago till now with all the singing on the road, how much better my voice has gotten and control and all that stuff.
My voice teacher always told me it was like a muscle that you're just like working and it gets better the more you use it, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to start off with Tennessee whiskey as your like introduction to music, that's ballsy.
I went big.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, obviously you started on a good note, but you also are now even better 5 years. Yeah, 5 years later.
Yeah.
And now you're on the road. What are you about to tour with Jelly Roll, or did you just finish?
Just finished in the fall with him, and then got a little bit of a breather over the winter. And then now was just over in Europe and the UK on my sold out tour, on my Relapse tour for about a month. Now we're kickstarting the Relapse tour here in the US at the end of March here.
Tell me the name behind Relapse, Lies, and Betrayal. That sounds juicy.
Yeah.
What? Is it as juicy as it sounds?
Juicy is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's number one, it's juicy, it's eye-catching too.
Yeah.
And whether you're a fan or you're not a fan yet, it makes you wonder what it's about.
Yeah.
But Relapse was the first part of this double album that I had put out back in August.
I listened to Relapse while I got ready today.
Hell yeah.
I did. It's good.
It's not bad, right?
No, it's really good. It's really good.
So Relapse was project number 1. We didn't call it the album. We called it the project to let fans know that there was more music coming.
Okay.
Hence, Relapse, Lies, and Betrayal. Originally, there was conversations being had about doing a 3-part series where you have Relapse, you have Lies, you have Betrayal.
Yeah.
That would have been my theatrical way of doing it.
Yeah. Very Taylor Swift of you.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Yeah.
But in time's sake, I just wanted to get the music out there.
Yeah.
And the demand's there for it. So we just were like, okay, we're just gonna put it all together for the double album.
Wait, you said earlier that your sister was big on TikTok. Is she still doing TikTok? What is her story?
I mean, I wouldn't say she was big on TikTok. She had TikTok just to view. She was never a poster.
Oh, got it. I thought you were like saying she was big. Oh, okay.
And then she was the one that kind of put me on to doing it, and then would bitch and moan every time I would sing.
Why?
I mean, because I do take after take, or I liked this take better, or whatever.
Funny. Yeah.
She's like, I'm trying to do homework because we're obviously all 4 of us are in the house together during COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's hearing me.
Is she older or younger?
Younger.
Younger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. So do your parents like tour with you? And
so dad does.
okay.
Both my parents actually.
Kind of nice.
It is. I love it. My dad's my best friend.
Yeah.
Mom and dad toured with me for the first 15 shows I ever played on my first tour. It was me and a guitar player in a van, and then my parents followed behind in my dad's truck and kept merch in the back of the truck. And
So supportive.
It was super cool.
That's awesome.
But now my dad rides the bus with me.
Cool.
And he was just over in Europe with me.
Like the country fans over there are serious.
They are.
Yeah, like Europeans love country artists and music. That's so fun that you got to go there.
It was. There's different crowds. You
Yeah.
have Europe, and then you have the UK crowd.
Okay.
Europe, I mean, so what we did, Stockholm, Switzerland. We did Oslo, Norway. We were in 3 shows for Germany. What's funny is those crowds, everyone's amazing.
Yeah.
But those crowds I always like to say that they're more reserved.
Oh.
And how they are enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
Almost like you finish a song and it's like a golf clap and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
okay. I mean, like, that's cool. Like, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, but
You're like, are you just here because you like have to be?
I'm like,
and are
feed
you
me
really?
just a little bit more.
You're like, I'm a performer.
Yeah.
I feed off of a good crowd.
100%.
Yeah.
And I even vocalize that to them too.
Yeah.
I'm like, song 4, I'm like, guys, like the more you feed me, the more I'm going to feed you back.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
a
get
give
that.
and take here.
Yeah.
Like, so, but they were great. Nonetheless, it was awesome. It was just a different dynamic to get used to.
Yeah.
And then you got to the back half of the tour and the UK, whether it was Northern Ireland, Scotland, England.
That's so cool. What a cool way to see the world too. Just a touring musician, whatever.
Well, what's funny though is like you get to see the world, but you also don't. So
That's true. You're like, I see the bus and the venue.
So I joke around about this. My bandmates, they get to see the world because on their day off, they get a day off.
Yeah.
For me, there's no such thing as day off.
What does your day off look
I call
like?
it non-show days.
Oh.
I'm committed to the grind. So
Yeah.
I'm either out and about trying to figure out where's a place we can shoot content.
Yeah.
How
like
does
I have to get a blowout.
I gotta get curls.
Yeah. I have a hair treatment to get
I
to.
gotta get a sauna, an ice bath, steam room.
Hey, that is work.
It is.
I'm joking. We'll get to your looks later because Sexiest Man Alive and People Magazine is a cool title to add to the resume as well. You're like, cross this on a resume is pretty cool.
And for 25, now that you know I'm 25.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, sorry. So your days off, you're still like doing the grind.
I think the ones that truly are committed to their grind, to their career, and it's an eat, sleep, and breathe thing. Just back to that mentality of whether it comes to dancing, whether it was for hockey or any of that, or lacrosse. It's like that. I was obsessed. And that's what I am now.
Yeah.
I'm just, whether it's interviews, whether it's whatever I have going on, phone calls, this needs to be done, or I mean, I'm over in Europe.
And you're learning as you go. There's so much to it.
You are.
Yeah.
And I'm over in Europe trying to figure out, okay, when are we announcing my fall tour?
Yeah.
Like, how's the album rollout coming out? What do we do? Like,
Yeah.
all this stuff. So don't get me wrong. I did have some time to explore to a certain extent, but being over there, the most amount of work was trying to find, number one, the correct foods that I wanted to eat on the diet I was on.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
yeah.
Okay, we were talking about how juicy this is because I feel like you've written about love, lies, heartbreak.
Yeah.
Are you pulling from personal experiences?
Yeah. I always like to say this. Yes, there's always a little bit of truth in each song. Some songs have more. I guess I would say some songs are closer to heart for me. But I mean, Relapse is my current radio single right now, country radio. Obviously, just got off the Relapse tour in UK and Europe. Now we're going on the Relapse one here in the US.
Yes.
So that's been really my focus track. And there's a reason for that, just with how prevalent that was in my life for the last, it's a good past year.
Yeah.
And then Betrayal, that was something that was also a huge part of.
Oh no. Who betrayed you? I'll get him.
Yeah. It's, again, the dark times, you want to call it.
Yeah.
You learn from it. You go through what you grow through.
Yeah.
Or you grow through what you go through. There we go. Mix them up.
It
There
sounded in my head. I was going, yeah, that's good.
I sound believable when I say something. So
I was
there
like
you go.
convinced. Yeah, put that on a t-shirt. I was like, that's good. I
think they both
the other way
work,
around's
maybe.
better. Yeah, the other way around's better.
Yeah, that was a tough one to go through, but I have a very my parents both worked for me. I was a very small circle in my life.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for not really being out and about and stuff. I was at the gym before I came here.
What gym do you? Oh, don't say it because some people.
Not telling y'all.
But then you have like girls.
I've already bumped into some of y'all before. You guys are
Really?
respectful.
Oh,
yes.
that's good.
Yeah, they're low key though. It's nice, but don't worry. I showered before I came. I got
I'm
showered
not worried
up.
about it. I was sweating and smelling like beef when I came up here. So
Even if I did, at least I'm far enough away from you.
I literally can smell. Well, I guess it's cooking downstairs, but I'm like, oh my God. No, that's fine. So you keep a pretty like strict schedule with working out.
Yeah.
Did that come from like kind of being an athlete?
It did. And for me, the weird thing, the pivot that was really hard for me was going from the athlete and then coming into the music scene where you can kind of fall into it, where it's like, oh, let's go meet up for drinks, or hey, we're going to meet with this person. We're going to have a couple drinks. We're going to grab dinner.
Yeah.
And then it's like you lose sight of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got no shame in it. I went from being absolutely in amazing shape.
Yeah.
And then when I was going through that signing process, that first year of touring, I put on damn near 35 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. I was
That is actually
I was fluffy.
so real though, because that is part of the gig is, you go meet people and you have dinners and you have things to do and then it catches up with you. But I mean, oh no, you gained 35 pounds and got 1 million followers and, and record deals. And now
the shirt wasn't coming off as much. So
yeah. What is this? Is that like your signature move? I just saw you did an interview with GQ as well for your like fitness routine.
Yeah.
And then how did you get picked for Sexiest Man Alive in People magazine?
Well, I was on Kelly Clarkson.
Oh yeah, she got like flabbergasted by a shirtless photo
That
of you.
definitely helped.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, with her reaction to seeing me shirtless on TV. That helped.
You should date Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. Let me just get right on that.
Wait, I feel like she's quite a bit older than you, but still.
I don't know if Mama Bear would be in love with that.
You guys could make beautiful music together.
We could. We can start with that.
Okay, that's true. I'm like, no, you have to date her.
Yeah.
To make music with her, you guys have to be a couple. Wait, who would be your dream collaboration?
Ooh.
Wait, a Kelly Clarkson bop with you would be so good though.
It'd be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, she does like the karaoke thing,
Yes.
and I would love to
I'm
go on
obsessed
that and do that with her.
karaoke.
Yeah, she's one hell of a vocalist.
She's unbelievable. Like who is like the vocalist of your time? Who are you like? That's the best vocalist.
When it comes to me, for an inspiration for me is definitely me. Can't go wrong with Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah.
Hence why I did Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I've cut out of the songs so far that are released on my catalog, the 2 songs that I've put out that I haven't written are old Chris Stapleton songs. So there's a through line.
Got it.
Through my inspiration and who I admire. But yeah, I mean, whether it's Chris to collab with, I'd collab with Morgan.
Yeah.
And then outside the genre, I'd collab with Justin Bieber if I had the opportunity.
God, I love him so much.
Me too.
He's like my Canadian heartthrob, and I've really loved him for a very long time.
Yeah.
And he sees my DMs sometimes, but I don't know if it's
Does
him.
it actually say like
It says
scene?
scene. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
I know.
That's a flex. Okay.
Well, I know he
whoa.
watched The Bachelor and Bachelorette,
Okay.
so I know he like. If he didn't like, no, but I don't know how he saw my DM, but so embarrassing because I think I was tagging him in a bunch of things. Like I was going to get his name tattooed on me if I got a 10. I was on Dancing with the Stars and I danced to one of his songs and I said I would get Justin Bieber's name tattooed on me if we got all 10s. We didn't, but that like he's going back probably and looking at my DMs being like, the this girl's getting my name tattooed on her. And then I like saw that he saw them and I was like, And then I went back and deleted some.
You did the unsend.
I did the unsend, but I'm like, he's probably already seen it, but I unsent. I was too embarrassed.
I love how like that's such like an iconic thing now in our
unsend.
world. The unsend.
You can even unsend emails now.
You can?
Yeah.
And you can do unsend text if you get it within like a certain window.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
I actually had to do that once. I sent my dad something that I meant to send somebody else. It wasn't a nude, thank God.
Okay, I was like...
Thank God. It was just something, but it was like not something I'd want my dad to see. And I hit unsend and then it said...
Unsent.
But it said, might not have this feature if he hasn't like upgraded his phone. And I was like, dear God. But I don't think he saw it.
Ooh.
I know. It was spicy, but... I really don't think he saw it, so that's good. Because it also says read when he's seen the message, and it hadn't.
Okay.
And I unsent it.
Okay.
And yeah.
Oh, you're making me nervous over
I
here.
know. I know. No, I know. There's so many that I do like this. You probably heard that I do confessions and like embarrassing stories on the pod. And I don't even know if I've told that one before. It did happen a while ago.
I feel honored.
That you know. Oh, yeah. That I haven't shared that with the class yet. That's a bad one. Okay, let me ask you something. How often do you take time for you? You know, like to grow, reflect, maybe even laugh and giggle a little? Well, I've got your new go-to, and it's Self-Conscious with Chrissy Teigen on Audible. You know Chrissy, she's hilarious, she's unfiltered, and just like us, figuring it all out as she goes. And on this podcast, she dives deep into personal growth with some of the most brilliant minds out there, like Mel Robbins, we love, Adam Grant, Gabby Bernstein. It's real, it's insightful, and honestly, it feels like you're hanging out with just a super wise bestie. Each week, Chrissy unpacks these big life-changing ideas, but makes them super relatable and gives you practical tools that you can actually use. Whether you're totally new to this whole well-being journey or you're a second self-help junkie, Chrissy's got something for you. So here's the deal. Self-Conscious with Chrissy Teigen is the new wellness podcast from Audible. Expand your self-awareness, gain valuable insights, and become more self-conscious. New episodes drop each week. Go to audible.com/Chrissy podcast or wherever you get your podcasts and start listening today. Okay, eating healthy is obviously so important, but who says it has to be boring? You know that I'm all about balance, all about it, and that's where Cook Unity comes in for me. They've got fresh, chef-crafted meals that actually taste amazing without the crazy price tag. And I'm not talking about those sad, flavorless, quote-unquote healthy meals. These are legit, delicious, restaurant-quality meals that make you feel good after. I had their chimichurri steak with roasted veggies the other night. Oh my God, I'm drooling. I swear it tasted like something from a high-end restaurant. And one of my other favorites is the spicy Thai curry. There's just so much flavor. I was literally licking the bowl. You think I'm joking. Everything's high in protein and made with fresh in-season ingredients, so I feel full and satisfied without having to think about it. And one of the best parts is there's no grocery shopping, no meal planning, no cleanup, just heat it up in like 5 minutes and boom, dinner is done. You can even pick your meals by chef, protein, or cuisine. So it's super easy to find what you're craving, plus the menu updates weekly, so never gets boring. Crush your health goals with mouth-watering, chef-crafted meals delivered straight to your door. Go to cookunity.com/Vine or enter code VINE before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's 50% off your first week by using code VINE or going to cookunity.com/Vine. What was your parents' reaction when you got Sexiest Man Alive? And your sister, were they like, what the?
My sister rolled her eyes because we have a joke. Man, who's the one who said it? When he first started working for me, this whole thing went around about who's the football player that said it? I love me some me.
Oh, Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Okay, he said, I love me some me.
I love me some me.
Yeah.
So he made the joke about me when he first started working with me, being like, Warren loves himself some Warren. That kid's not shy and confident. Like, I think I can work with this.
Yeah.
When we first started working together. And
You're like, I will take my shirt off at every show.
And then he met my parents and they're like, oh yeah, he gets it from his dad. And my dad is my dad is very much my best friend.
Yeah.
The confidence, my parents love them to death. They did a great job at raising me with tough love and love.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to instill your kids with confidence in those early years. And
I would like to see Jelly Roll as the sexiest man alive.
You a face tattoo person, or is that your thing?
Yes, actually.
Is that your kink or something?
I'm glad you asked. You know who my like crush was when I was? Do you know who the band Avenged Sevenfold is?
Of course I do.
Sinister Gates. I like was in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I served him at a restaurant and he was wearing eyeliner and I was like, my God. I thought it was so hot. So yes, I do like face tats.
Okay. Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold. Huge inspiration of mine. Love their song Hail to the King.
Oh, it's so good.
And
Hail to the king.
producer that did that for them actually helped me produce
Stop it.
half this record. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how we kind of put the 2 and 2 together. And obviously, his name's Mike Elizondo. He's worked with Dr. Dre. He's done Eminem.
Cool.
But we worked together on, he's got about half the record. So
Wait, that's really cool. How did you swing that one?
through my label and stuff, and we just kind of sent him,
That's
I guess
so cool.
my A&R sent him my music, and he's like, I'd love to work with this kid.
Cool.
So here
I'm
we are.
glad you're referring to yourself as a kid because you are 25. Do you know how old I am?
But if you thought I was 30, I'm going to go with I'm going to shoot the 31, 32.
I'm turning 40 this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, thank God. Botox is working. Yeah, 40. But I'm my mom is 72 and she looks like she's 50.
Okay.
And my dad is 73 and he looks young and they're both really upbeat, a lot of energy kind of people. And I feel like my sister and I are kind of the same like that. I feel 25.
It's good.
Yeah.
You feel youthful.
I feel very youthful. Except at 25, do you know what I was doing at 25?
Let's hear it.
You're touring Europe and with Jelly Roll and working with all these people. I was if I had $5 in my bank account, I was like, Starbucks. I was like, yes. I was hyped. I was working at a restaurant and I had to give up dancing because I was not good enough. And I was just like, where's my life going? And that was at 25. I was literally living in a 400 square foot apartment. My bed was in my kitchen. And that sounds cool if you're an artist, but I had no plans. If you're a struggling artist, you're like, yeah, and I did this. And I'm like, no, I was just partying.
Was this?
I was just partying all the time.
Were you in Canada? Okay.
Yeah, I was in Vancouver. And then, oh wait, you're on the Twister soundtrack. That's actually really big. Did they pick your song to be on that, or did you nominate your song, or how does that work?
Did you nominate yourself? I volunteer as tribute. Yeah. They actually reached out to Ross, didn't they? Yes. So they hit us up.
Yeah.
And they sent us whatever you want to call it, the clips, the screening of the portion that they wanted the song for. So we sent that to my producer and we looked through my catalog on something that might work. And then we ended up just writing the song to fit the script and everything. And we came out with The Cards I've Been Dealt.
What would be I feel like you've done a lot of cool things. What would be something on your bucket list that you haven't done yet besides a cool collab?
Well, cool thing I'm about to do is headline the Houston Rodeo.
Oh,
in front of 70,000 people.
Damn.
So that's exciting.
Isn't that funny? Because you picture 70,000 people watching your TikTok and you're like, me? But when you are there and you see the impact you have on 70,000 people, that it's so bananas to think about it like that.
The energy is unlike anything other.
What's the biggest crowd you've performed in front of?
40, 50,000 probably.
I mean, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah, with Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They're some of my favorites.
Oh my gosh. Wait, you have one song, Sin So Sweet? Mm-hmm. That's giving Nickelback a little bit. Mm-hmm. Right?
It's like Nickelback, it's taking that Hinder, Three Doors Down, that's what.
I literally thought that while I was listening to it. I was like, I couldn't put my finger on what it was. I was like, maybe a little Creed. I don't know. Yeah. But I was like, oh, I liked it.
It's sexy.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. It's vibey.
It's a start to where the tease for the shirt coming off happens in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do you take your shirt off every show?
If the crowd's good enough.
They deserve my abs.
If the girls are screaming loud enough where I can hear them and I have in-ears in, then it's a good crowd.
Just gotta do what the people want.
I mean, honestly, some of the craziest crowds I've ever played in front of for that kind of stuff is Canada.
100%.
They're insane.
I was going to say that when we were talking about Europe and you were talking about how they're more reserved. I was like, well, go to Canada, which you probably have. I love it. Yeah. Canadian girls are, I can say it because I am one. Crazy.
I love it though.
Oh yeah, they're probably showing you their boobs.
A little bit of crazy is not bad.
They're probably like, yeah, take my bra. Have you heard a bra thrown at you?
I think the most we ever had on stage at one time was 50 bras. Yeah.
50 bras? Yeah. I'd be so insecure. I'd be like, was I sweaty? Not that you'd know whose bra it was,
no
but
remorse,
oh, what do you do with them? Do you collect them?
Well, it was funny at one point on one of the tours, we were like, we should start like doing like a thing where we auction off the bras off from you sign them and do like do like a charity thing. And I was like, that's actually kind of smart.
We donate them to a women's shelter and like sign them. You should definitely do that. What is your like cringiest moment you've ever had on stage?
I don't really.
You're like, I'm not cringe at all, actually. Never have been, never will be.
Just straight,
embarrassing.
Just straight sex appeal.
Yeah, you're like, just straight sex up there. Sorry.
Cringe. I don't really know anything come to mind that's been. Yeah. Okay. Ha ha ha. Oh, he takes his shirt off. It's pretty cringy.
You're like every show when he takes his shirt off when the girls scream. When he's like, you know what? I just had to because I could hear the girls screaming at me and throwing your bras at me. And so I just have to take my shirt off. But I don't know when I've been cringe.
Some summer festivals are normally it's a wife beater and I rip it off.
Yeah.
For the last song, and then if it's like indoors, I'll normally go away before the encore, and then that's when I come out without the shirt on and they lose their mind.
Ladies love it.
There you go. If you want to call that cringe, whatever you want to call it, it sells tickets and it works.
Nobody said it's bad.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works. I'm sure I do shit that's cringe that works for what I do. You know.
But as long as you love yourself, that's all that matters.
Oh, I thought the shirt said self-love. It does
not.
I
wish it said love me some me on it.
Could you imagine? I'm like, wait a second.
I have the same hoodie.
It just says love Kaitlyn or Kaitlyn loves some Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I'm saying this right now, I'm in New York and I have a couple other trips coming up and I'm on full prep mode, which means treating myself to a few luxe upgrades from Quince without paying those crazy high prices. I actually complimented Worth while we were shopping yesterday on his sweater. He's like, I actually got it from Quince. He's like, and it's like high quality. I'm like, yes, I talk about Quince all the time on my podcast. So first off, I grabbed their carry-on suitcase and it's seriously sleek and durable and it's lightweight, rolls like a freaking dream, and looks like something you'd expect to pay way more for. And I also picked up this 100% organic cotton open knit cover-up maxi dress that is perfect for vacation. And it's so easy to throw on over a swimsuit, but it's chic enough for a day of sightseeing or an afternoon at the beach. I just love their halter top fit. It's breezy, it's effortless. I can already see myself lounging by the beach, cocktail in hand. And what I love about Quince is that everything is high quality, but at a fraction of the price. So 50 to 80% less than similar brands, because what they do is cut out the middleman and then pass those savings on to us. And they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible practices, which is something I can always appreciate. Plus, the variety is amazing, whether you're looking for chic travel outfits, premium luggage, stylish accessories. Quince has you covered. And I love that I can just grab everything I need for my trip in one place and know that I'm getting top-notch quality without overpaying. So if you're ready to upgrade your travel essentials, treat yourself to the luxe items that you deserve from Quince. Go to quince.com/Vine for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/Vine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Vine. This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar, okay? You're playing the budgeting game, moving a little money here, shifting around a little money there, and just hoping it all kind of evens out. I've definitely been there, but trying to squeeze in that extra night out or justify a spontaneous online shopping spree, you know, we've been there. But with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can actually make budgeting a little easier and maybe even lower your insurance bill in the process. So here's how it works. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance. They're going to show you options that fit your budget. Truly that simple. And who doesn't love having one less thing to stress about? So try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
I said we were going to talk about this. I need to know the story behind long hair.
Oh, okay. Well, you dated a hockey player. You've told me about it a couple times. The hockey players normally have flow coming out the back of the helmet. So it's the same for lacrosse players.
Really? So you've always had it?
Yes. I mean, if you're from Canada, like box lacrosse.
But like, what is your hair routine? I'm not even being funny because... Or how long, I guess, did it take you to grow it to where it is?
Everybody want to know what the hair routine is.
Yes, they do. So give the people what they want.
Not until I get a branding deal and I get paid for this shit.
You're like L'Oreal and looking at you.
Honestly, though, for me, it's good genetics. I'll say that much. Okay. My dad had really thick hair, and so did my grandmother. But my dad, it's funny. You'd have no idea he's my dad because my dad's bald.
Really?
Yes, he started losing his hair when he was like my age, and You go to like the maternal side, my grandfather on my mom's side has full head of beautiful white hair.
Yeah.
But for me, predominantly, I actually got made fun of all the time as a kid
For your hair?
from having long hair. And you know, like if I was wearing something specifically or like from behind, it would be I'd hear like, she's so cute. And I'd turn around and be like, bruh.
Joke's on you.
I'm like, I know I am cute, but I ain't a she. But yeah, I mean, predominantly for the majority of my life, I've had long hair. Yeah.
Okay. I have 2 games for you to choose from. We're either going to play a little like this or that, or what would Warren do?
Okay. Any like, what's the more?
I'm not giving you anything else.
Oh, what's the more fun one? Like what do you
okay,
think?
I'll
What do
give
think,
you.
Athena? Okay.
Okay.
let's try
Okay.
it out.
This or that. A honky tonk bar or a dive bar. That's kind of similar, but
They're kind of the same thing. I'm gonna go with dive bar because this is gonna sound so asinine, but there's probably not live music going on. So when you do this for a living, the last thing you want to do.
yeah, you probably want to just go chill in a little dive bar.
Go play some pool,
Yeah.
hang out with your homies.
Fair enough.
Love live music. Don't get me wrong. I do it for a living.
Yeah, no kidding. You must.
But when you're trying to have a conversation, especially
Yeah.
as a vocalist too, trying to talk over that,
Yeah, you don't want to push the vocals.
don't want to strain the vocal cords,
Yeah.
don't want to do any of that. So I'll go dive
Protect
bar.
the abs and the vocal cords.
Yeah.
Whiskey or tequila?
Well, at one stage of the game, it was whiskey.
Okay.
And I think the dark liquor helped me put on some weight. That and,
that'll do
I haven't
it.
had a beer in almost 2 years.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's like that movie Step Brothers when he's like, I haven't had a carb since
Yep.
04. This is what I'm working with.
And
That's
his abs
you.
are oiled and everything.
Yeah, that's you. You're like, haven't had a beer since. That's crazy.
So we'll go with tequila.
Okay, we'll go with tequila to keep the gear tight.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Cowboy hat or trucker hat?
Oh, man.
You got both going on
I got
here.
both. I rock both. I mean, because a cowboy hat's for, you know.
The game is called this or that one.
I know. Okay, if I had to go with everyday life, I'll go with trucker hat because
Okay.
that's what I'm notoriously in most of the time.
But you're a cowboy, so you sometimes you have
You
to
know,
throw it on.
you gotta cowboy up sometimes.
Cowboy up. Love song or party anthem?
Ooh, that's tough because I do both. Like,
Okay, think about what do you prefer?
You can do both though. You can have a party song that's still a love song, hence relapse.
Why are you always trying to find a loophole?
I mean,
There's no loophole
I was
here.
a good debater in school.
I can see that. So that's your answer? Okay,
I'll
fine.
do this and that.
I'll let you have that one. Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs?
Love them both. I'm gonna go Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel a collab coming up in the future. Nashville hot chicken or Texas barbecue?
I'm gonna go Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah, so good. Tour bus or private jet?
I'm gonna surprise people. I'm gonna go tour bus.
Okay.
Because number one, it's your home on wheels, and it's nice just having your stuff.
You can like walk around and there's
And
food
plus, I've only
and-
ever taken one PJ, so I haven't fully.
I feel like
fallen
they're
into I could
scary.
hear you laughing back there. I could like feel him laughing. He's like, wait till you start PJing everywhere.
I love a PJ, but they're scary.
They're scary and expensive as shit.
Yeah, they're expensive as hell. Not good for the environment, people. Okay, classic country or modern country?
I mean, I was raised on classic country, but there's stuff that I do like and there's stuff that I don't like in modern country.
Okay.
But I think that it's good for it being genre bending in a way that there's enough people in this genre now where we can all kind of have our own piece of the pie or our own own place to play in the sandbox where we can draw in so many different types of people. So I'll go with modern actually.
That's true. Okay. Pickup truck or Harley?
I'll go pickup truck. My mom would kill me if I ever had a Harley, even though I grew up riding dirt bikes and all that fun stuff.
It's that time of the podcast where you have to share something embarrassing.
Here we go. I was trying to think of something and like I have two. Like
Okay.
one's embarrassing,
Yeah.
but it's also like motivational.
Okay.
Then there's one that's just straight up like funny and it's pretty funny. Which one do you want to hear?
I want the funny one.
Okay. She's like, screw
I
motivation.
was the motivation one. I'm like, no.
So the funny one is I actually just was talking about this with my best friend.
Yeah.
Since I've been friends with my homie Justin since like 5th, 6th grade. We still keep in touch. Long story short, one night we were back in, I want to say like 8th grade. This is even more embarrassing, or it might have been freshman year of high school. And we were hanging out at my one friend's, we called it like his rec room.
Yeah.
But it was like a shed. There was weights in there, Xbox. It was where the guys hung out.
Oh yeah, like a man cave.
Yeah, man cave.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out in there and stuff. And
This is my ladies' lounge. I
yeah,
get it. Okay.
exactly. We got ladies' lounge, we got man cave.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out, and I'm like, I'm on the pull-up bar just doing pull-ups, and there was this poster on the wall.
Oh no. Was it Pamela Anderson and you got a boner? Did I just guess it?
No, no. I did not get a chubby. No.
Why? I'm just like, that's like somebody trying to like steal the punchline of the joke. I'm like trying to guess it.
But there is a poster on the wall, and it's Yosemite.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on the pull-up bar, and I'm like, Yosemite. And the guys are playing Xbox. They turn around and look at me. They're like, Yosemite. They're like, that's Yosemite. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's Yosemite. And they're like, that's Yosemite. And they're like, and then it became this joke that I never outlived.
They should call you that from now on.
Well, the joke is like, mine don't, but yo's might. So like, it's become like this thing. So
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God I can write and sing.
But the fact that you didn't realize that until 21 is bonkers to me.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to realize in your 20s. Oh, wait, I do have a gift. Oh, wait, I think I could go like #1 with this.
Oh, this is cool.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go on tour in Europe, sell out shows, and then tour with Jelly Roll. Cool. Bye. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
That's amazing. I mean, 25, please don't blow it. Don't get canceled.
Oh, I mean, it's worked for some of us. I mean,
That's true. Actually, you're a male in the country music industry. Go do whatever you want. You'll get away with it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you're very talented. You're very sweet. Thank you for coming. And thank you for putting up with the chaos that was my dogs today.
I loved it.
Oh, and tell everybody where they can find your tour dates. Obviously, we already named where your website was, your album, your Instagram, your TikTok.
Relapse Last Betrayal is officially out now. Yes. You can find it on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, anywhere you stream music, Amazon. And if you're curious about me, you want to see the shirt off,
come to an all-female audience. So
come to a show.
Yeah.
You too can see the six-pack. And if you're curious on getting a taste for it, follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
What is your Instagram and TikTok?
Just my name, baby.
Perfect.
And it's the one with the blue check mark. That's the real one.
Are there a bunch of frauds out there?
You would not believe.
I used to get those when I was like
on
TV.
Have you had like the AI videos yet?
Oh no.
It's insane. That's
creepy.
On a whole nother level. Yeah.
Okay, so don't fall for it. If the shirt is off and the pants start coming down, that's not him.
Unless I'm trying to get canceled.
But that will get me some downloads. Okay, well, thank you again for coming.
I appreciate it.